Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another Magic Arena Explorer video. So today we are playing some Golgari Tortoise, or Golgari Lands. This is a deck built around the Blossoming Tortoise from Wilds of Eldraine. So this is a 3/3 for 4 mana that says when it enters the battlefield or attacks, mill 3 cards, then return a land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Activated abilities of lands you control cost 1 less to activate, and land creatures you control get +1/+1. So, as well as running a high number of lands, I think 26 or 27, I forget exactly the right number, but we are running a high number of creature lands as well. So, we've got 4 copies of Restless Cottage, which is one of the new creature lands from Wilds, and this is a black-green dual land that becomes a 4/4 black and green horror creature token until end of turn. When it attacks, you create a food token and exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. We're also running 3 copies of Hive of the Eye Tyrant, which we've seen many times before, and 2 copies of Mutavault. So we've got a total of 9 different creature lands. Now, obviously, if we have Blossoming Tortoise on the battlefield, not only do they each get +1/+1 while they're a creature, but they also cost 1 less to activate their abilities and turn them into a creature. So this will only cost 3. Mutavault can be turned into a creature for free, and this will also only cost 3. So there's plenty of synergies here with the cards that we're using. And so essentially the idea behind the deck is to just get a few things into the graveyard, then bring down Tortoise, play a lot of other powerful mid-range threats, just kind of grind the opponent out. So that's kind of the idea. We're also running 4 copies of Grimflayer, which is a recent addition to the format from Shadows over Innistrad Remastered. So this is a 2/2 for 2. It's trample, and when it deals combat damage to a player, you surveil 3. So you look at the top 3 cards of your library, put any number of them into the graveyard, and the rest back on top of your library in any order. And it has Delirium, so it gets +2/+2 as long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. So that's another kind of graveyard matters kind of card. So you kind of looking to get that online. And then the rest of the deck is a lot of Golgari Midrange, really. So 4 copies of Thoughtseize, 3 copies of Fatal Push down at the bottom end of the curve, so just very powerful 1-drops. Then we've got 4 copies of Mosswood Dreadknight, so 3/2 trample. When it dies, you can cast it as an adventure until your next turn, and the Dread Whispers that draws a card and loses a life. 3 copies of Reckoner Bankbuster, so vehicle that draws cards, and then eventually creates a 1/1 pilot and also a treasure token. 4 copies of Graveyard Trespasser, very powerful incidental graveyard hate and a creature that's very hard to get rid of. 3 copies of Glisser Sunslayer, one of the most powerful Golgari cards that you can play. So 3/3 for 3, first strike Death Touch, so incredibly hard to kill in combat. When it deals combat damage to a player, you choose 1, draw a card and lose a life, destroy an enchantment, or remove up to 3 counters from target permanent. And we're also running 1 copy of Lord Skitter the Sewer King. So this is a 3/3 that comes with some rats, so that's a kind of powerful army in a can as well. Then at 4-drop, as well as the 4 Blossoming Tortoise, we've got 2 Shieldred the Apocalypse, and then at the top of the curve we've got 2 Virtue of Persistence, so we can play this for 7 mana to kind of start bringing creatures back from graveyards, but it's also a 2 mana sorcery as well, and that'll be the modes that we use it most often as just cheap removal. Then in the mana base, as well as the creature lands I've talked about, obviously we've got a lot of black-green dual lands, and then just a couple of basics and a couple of utility lands as well, a Castle Lochthwain, a Takenuma, and a Boseiju. But really this deck is all about the high number of creature lands and just being able to turn them into creatures as cheaply as possible. Then in the sideboard, we have 2 copies of Tear Asunder, so that allows us to exile artifacts or enchantments or non-land permanents if we really need to. Dear. Lost my voice there for a second. Yeah, so that's Tear Asunder. And we've got a Filigree Silex, so this is a kind of modulated mass removal spell, so you put oil counters on it and then destroy each non-land permanent with mana value equal to the number of oil counters on it. Go Blank, Hand Disruption and Graveyard Hate, a couple of copies of Liliana of the Veil, 3 copies of Extinction Event, particularly good against mono green, 2 copies of The End, so this is a targeted removal for a creature or planeswalker that also removes all other copies from their library, hand, and graveyard. Culling Ritual, destroy each non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less and add mana. 1 Elder Gargaroth, and another mass removal, Book Massacre. So that is the deck, Golgari Lands, Golgari Tortoise. So let's go on to the ladder, see how we go on with this. Hit those like and subscribe buttons as ever, and let's see by the end of this what I've taught us using the tortoise. And you can take that pun straight to the bank. Okay, this seems like a reasonably decent opening hand. We've got Grimflayer on 2. We'll need a bit more land to help kick us off, but that's okay. Let's play Restless Cottage. Okay, some Rakdos from our opponent. So, let's Virtue of Persistence here, I think. Okay, lack of land is quite annoying, so let's just cast another Virtue of Persistence. Considering how many lands we're running in this deck. Okay, let's play Grimflayer. Let's Fatal Push their token. Okay, so hopefully they're almost out of things to do. So let's drop a Glisser Sunslayer onto the battlefield. Because it's a very good way of killing Reflection of Kiki Jiki. Okay, let's pop the Tortoise down. Okay, no land to speak of, just lots more Glissers. So they can just create a reflection of their reflection and stop us here, so we'll just pass the turn. Yep, let's scoot this one up. We just stumbled a bit on mana there. They had 2 Fables, couldn't do much about that. So let's pop in Tear Asunder. I quite like the Filigree Silex here as well. They run a lot of 3-drops. The End. Let's pop in Liliana as well, I think. And let's take out Grimflayer, too easily hit by Fatal Push. Bank Buster as well, I think. That'll do. So let's pop a Knight into play as a 3-2, I think. Just open with a little bit of pressure. Play Liliana. Okay, that's a reasonably good start for us. What should we discard here? Let's discard Tear Asunder for the time being. Now let's play Trespasser. Eat their Croxer. Yeah, that's fine. So let's play Glisser. Uptick, discarding Fatal Push. That's fine if that's all they want to do this turn. Does not bother me in the slightest. So let's attack. Draw a card. Let's pop Restless Cottage into play. Yep, no, we very effectively ran them out of resources there. So we shall be on the draw. So I think we'll swap out Liliana and put in Go Blank. But keep the rest of it the same. Remarkable lack of opening of land in our opening hands, but what are we taking here? I think let's start with Bone Crusher Giant. Now let's take one of their Trespassers, I think is fine. So let's play the end. Take all of their Shieldreds. Nice. Okay, that will allow us to play our own Shieldred. So let's do that. Okay, Bankbuster's an okay card, but not sure they particularly want to be... Okay, that's decent. So let's Virtue of Persistence away their Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. Play Glisser. Pass the turn. Excellent. Oof. Very good game against Rakdos Midrange there. No early plays is a bit sad, but I think we've got enough going here. We can potentially recover from a bit of a slower start. Yeah. See, it's not going to be the most original set of decks we're playing against here. Well, I see your Trespasser, and I raise you a Trespasser. Well, that's probably pretty sound. Probably looking at my library and wondering what on earth I'm doing. And you wouldn't be the only one. So let's play Shieldred. Interesting that they're running 2 copies of the End main deck. So let's pop a Glisser into play. Pass the turn with a Bankbuster draw up. Oh, at least it's not the End. Yeah, I'd rather have the card draw, I think, this turn. They can have an attack if they really want one. Let's draw a card. Okay. More land, you say? Okay, well, let's play Glisser here. Let's play another land. Let's pass the turn. Okay, swing and a miss with Takaduma. 3 copies of the End in the main deck. Now that is interesting. Okay, yeah, you can take the Fatal Push. Okay, activate Mutavault. Go to blockers. Draw. I think we're ready to start attacking now. Let's draw. Okay, well, mono Thoughtseize is not the best, but so I think we can sacrifice our cottage here to trade with the glutton. Happy to do that. Play another. We'll crew our bank buster with our pilot. Let's play Grim Flayer. Okay, that's not terrible. They get some card draw off that. They will need something this turn, though, because otherwise they are super dead. Doesn't look like it. Nope. Okay, so Rakdos Midrange on the draw, so go blank. The end. Tear asunder. The Filigree Silex. And we will take out Grim Flayer. Bankbuster. We go again. Yep, that'll do. Yes, I'm presenting Fatal Push. I know I disguised it very well by shocking in that land and then not playing anything, but don't be fooled. Ooh, Maze Mine Tome. Don't see one of those every day. Okay, let's pop a Dread Knight into play. We've got enough action in our hands that I don't feel the need to use it for card draw straight away. So, okay. Well, thank you, I suppose. Ooh, go blank is tempting here. I think I'm going to wait another turn. Let's hit Ashiok. Or do I wait another turn? Yeah, let's play Glitter now. Just put some threats on the board. Okay, that is a card. So let's attack. Thanks. Now let's... Sadly, I'm not going to be able to cast you, because I have other things to do. So let's Fatal Push Shieldred. 2-0 against Rakdos. Something else. Something else. No! Please. I can't. I can't do it anymore. Okay, it's Waste Not instead, which is obviously so much better. Um, yes, you can have some mana. Baffling, I know. Um, okay, we're in pretty rough shape here. Scoop this one up. So, Tear Asunder is a very necessary card. So is Culling Ritual, so is the Filigree Silex. Let's take out Virtue of Persistence. There's no way we're getting that far up the food chain. And just a couple of Fatal Pushes as well. Yep, this will do. So Glitter being able to destroy enchantments will be quite helpful as well. But let's open with a Thoughtseize. Let's take their Thoughtseize. Play Dread Knight. Play another Dread Knight. Okay, well, we're getting quite comprehensively wrecked this match. Lack of land. So let's play Grimflayer. Just forget about these. What are we keeping here? Doesn't really matter, so let's just keep Glisser, I think, in our hand. Yeah, that's a good start. So let's play her. Trespasser it is. Let's eat our own Grimflayer. Okay, now we're just both in top deck mode. Okay. My Kingdom for another Glisser. Not that. Why is everyone playing this card all of a sudden? Okay, that's not bad. That's not good. Draw again. Ah! Lock with old Mutie. That doesn't really help. Let's draw again anyway. Well, that was pretty embarrassing. Let's never speak of that again. Nope, that's not keepable. That is. I think we'll put away our duplicate Grimflayer here. Not a swamp. Unheard of. Um, let's get rid of all of these, I think. Let's just start filling up our graveyard. Rena's playing very funky music at the moment. Main decking Sweltering Suns. One absolute villain. Zori, is it Lotus Field? Fair enough. Is it Lotus Field? Yes, it is. Okay, I see what you did there. And a thespian stage as well. Okay, they're properly going for it today. Oh, let's just keep the creatures coming, I suppose. They've got a million mana, but see what they can actually do with it. Wow, they are properly trying to do Lotus Field combo, despite it not being a thing. On some level, you've got to admire it. Okay. Right, let's start Dread Knighting again. Let's play Tortoise. Oh, well, our Mutavault activations are currently free, so let's see what we can do with that. wonder what their end game is here. Okay, that's pretty decent. If Mizzet Perun is their end game, fair enough. Have I seen enough yet? Nearly. I'll give them a minute. Yeah, I've seen enough here. So, Lotus Field combo. Yeah, I don't know either. I think Liliana seems decent. Make them discard. Apart from that, not sure what else we can do, really. Just keep Thoughtseize in. Take out Virtue of Persistence. Maybe go blank instead of Fatal Push. Tear Asunder, just in case they're running like a Blood Moon. The other one that's not Blood Moon. The other moon from Ixalan. Cool. Just eat their hand. Okay, we like that. We like that even more. Okay, well, let's take Valakut Awakening here. Let's pop Dread Knight into play. Follow it up with a Go Blank. Yeah, I can certainly live with that. So I think I will just Thoughtseize away their Vizier here as much as I would like to play Tortoise. I think this is better. Cool. Anything different? Don't think so. Just run it back. This hand is too slow. I'll be not doing anything till turn 3. That is better. So let's pop away Grimflayer for now. Yep. Okay. I guess that is one way of avoiding... Let's just play Liliana of the Vale. Because that doesn't target. Okay. What are they impulsing for? Impulse foring? I do words good. Good. So let's draw. Play a Dread Knight. Discard a card. I'll discard Thoughtseize. Still impulsing, eh? Okay, I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, that's probably pretty sound. So let's play Dread Knight into Glisser, into Farewell to whatever that card is. I feel like we got by the auto tapper a little bit there, but just because I can. Cool, cool. Yeah, Lotus Field combo. That's interesting. Still feels like it's missing some of the bits. I mean, definitely missing some of the bits, but interesting what they were trying to do. So that was Golgari Tortoise. Functions very much like a Golgari Midrange deck. But I assure you any similarities are entirely coincidental. And anyone who says otherwise, I'll see you in court. But here's the deck list one more time. It's not very good. I'm sure it's not very good, but there's something very satisfying about playing the tortoise. Maybe because it's the tortoise. Although technically it's actually a turtle. Don't know why. But that's the deck. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks very much for watching, as ever, and I'll see you next time.